Students, today we are going to see the polar form of a complex number. Okay, it is a very important topic. So why we have to go to polar form? Okay, so finding powers and the roots of the complex number. So it is easy to find the complex number in polar form comparing to rectangular form. Okay, so see that the complex number x plus iy is represented using position vector whose coordinate is x comma y in the rectangular coordinates. Okay, so now I am going to say about polar coordinates. So polar coordinate system consisting of a fixed number which is called a pole and a horizontal half line emerging from the pole is called the initial line. Okay, if r is the distance from the pole to any point P and theta is the angle of inclination measured from the initial line to the line OP, then r comma theta or the ordered pair r comma theta is called the polar coordinates of the point P. Okay, here the complex number is represented using position vector whose coordinate is x comma y in the rectangular coordinate system. So in polar coordinate system, the point can be represented using the ordered pair r comma theta, where r is the distance from the pole to the point and theta is the angle measured from the initial line to the line OP. Okay, so what we are going to do, we are going to superimposing the polar coordinates on the rectangular coordinates. So you will get this diagram. Okay, so see now here x is equal to r cos theta I have written. Okay, how the r cos theta has come? Okay, see that in the triangle OPM, you just find out cos theta. What is cos theta? Adjacent side by hypotenuse. So what is the adjacent side? Your adjacent side is x. What is the hypotenuse? Hypotenuse is r. So cos theta is equal to x by r. So x is equal to r cos theta. So x is equal to r cos theta. Similarly, y is equal to r sin theta. How the r sin theta has come? Okay, in the triangle, you just find out sin theta. Sin theta is equal to opposite side. What is the opposite side? Y. What is the hypotenuse? R. So y is equal to r sin theta. So this point having the coordinate x comma y, now your x is equal to this distance OM, it is equal to r cos theta and y is equal to r sin theta. Okay, what is r? R is equal to, so it's a right angle triangle, so it is a hypotenuse, so r is equal to square root of x squared plus y squared. So this is nothing but the modulus of the complex number. So in the polar coordinate system, in polar form, the complex number z, okay, it is in the, which is written as a, which is written in the rectangular form x plus iy. It can be written as, in the place of x, what you have to substitute? R cos theta. In the place of y, you have to substitute r sin theta. So from these two terms, what is common? R is common. So r into cos theta plus I sin theta. Z is a complex number. In the rectangular form, it can be written as x plus iy. This can be written as, in polar form, r into cos theta plus I sin theta. Okay, this is the rectangular form of this complex number. This is the polar form of this complex number. In that polar form, what is r? R is nothing but the modulus of the complex number. Modulus, or we can call the absolute value of the complex number. What is the formula to be used? So it is nothing but square root of real part the whole square plus imaginary part the whole square. Here the real part is x, it is x squared plus y squared. Okay, and what is theta? Theta is called the argument or amplitude of the complex number. Okay, theta can be written as argument of z. This argument of z has infinitely many values. How the values are obtained? By adding multiples of 2 pi to theta. So it has infinite many number of values. How those values are obtained? By adding multiples of 2 pi to theta. Okay, you see the next formula, tan theta is equal to y by x. How it has come? What is y? Y is nothing but r sin theta. Okay, and what is x? X is nothing but r cos theta. So when you cancel r getting cancelled, sin theta by cos theta is equal to tan theta. So tan theta is equal to y by x. So next one you should know is, it is an argument of z. Okay, you see the difference. Here I have used a small letter a. Here I am using the capital letter. Both are different. Okay, so this is nothing but principal value of theta or principal argument of z. Okay ma. So what it is abdina, it is a unique value of theta which satisfies the condition minus pi less than theta less than or equal to pi. Okay, you see that this argument of z has infinitely many number of values. Okay, but this capital argument of z is nothing but principal argument of z, that is the principal value. It is a unique value that satisfies the condition minus pi less than theta less than or equal to pi. What is the relation among them? It is nothing but, you see that the argument of z, what I said, it has infinitely many values. How those values are obtained? By adding a multiple of 2 pi to the theta. So here I have written it is a multiples of 2 pi. Okay, n belongs to z, so it is a multiple of 2 pi, which has to be added with principal value of theta. Okay, ma'am. So see that argument of z is equal to capital argument of z plus 2n pi. This is called the principal value of theta or principal argument of the complex number. It is a unique value. Which value satisfies the condition minus pi less than theta less than or equal to pi. Okay, how to find this argument of z, that is a principal value of theta? So you have to follow two steps in doing problems. First you have to find the alpha using the formula tan inverse of modulus of y by x. So already I have said tan theta is equal to y by x. Here to find principal value of theta, first you have to find alpha using the formula tan inverse of modulus of y by x. Okay, so y is nothing but imaginary part of the complex number, x is nothing but the real part of the complex number. After finding alpha, second one, according to the quadrant, you have to add and subtract this alpha with pi. Okay, so then only you will get this principal value of theta. Okay, you see that first quadrant, if your complex number lies in the first quadrant, okay, this is your theta and this is your alpha. So theta is equal to alpha. There is no change in theta and alpha. Okay, you see that, come to the second quadrant. Now your complex number lies in the second quadrant. Okay, if the complex number lies in the second quadrant, you have to mention this is your alpha and this is your theta. So now you have to find theta. So you see that the whole thing is nothing but pi. So from that pi, if you subtract alpha, you will get theta. So your complex number lies in the second quadrant. The principal value of theta can be written as pi minus alpha. Come to the third quadrant. Your complex number lies in the third quadrant. The argument, that is the principal value of theta, can be written as minus pi plus alpha. If your complex number lies in the fourth quadrant, this is your alpha. Okay, up here your theta is equal to minus alpha, because alpha, it is in the clockwise direction. Up theta is equal to minus alpha. This is according to the quadrant. You have to add or subtract alpha with pi. Look at this again. The first quadrant, your complex number lies in the first quadrant. You have to write theta is equal to alpha. If your complex number lies in the second quadrant, your theta is equal to pi minus alpha. If your complex number lies in the third quadrant, your theta is equal to minus pi plus alpha. If your complex number lies in the fourth quadrant, your theta is equal to minus alpha. Okay, you see that? We are moving to the exercise 2.7, first problem. Write it in polar form of the following complex numbers. So what you have to do, your rectangular form, it is given to you. You have to change this complex number in the polar form. So I have said the complex number z can be written as in polar form, z is equal to x plus iy. This is rectangular form. In polar form, the formula is r into cos theta plus I sin theta. So I have taken this complex number which is equal to r into cos theta plus I sin theta. So here, to convert the complex number into polar form, what you have to find? You have to find r and theta. What is the formula for r? R is nothing but the modulus of z, that is equal to square root of real part the whole squared plus imaginary part the whole squared.
Start.
R is equal to square root of x squared plus y squared. Okay, so here x means it's a real part of z. Okay, here what is the real part? It is 2. So it is 2 squared plus what is y? Y is the imaginary part of the complex number. So the imaginary part is 2 root 3. So it is 2 root 3 the whole squared. So 2 squared is 4 and 2 squared is 4. Root 3 the whole squared is 3. Up 4 into 3 is 12. So that is equal to square root of 16. That is equal to 4. So we have found r. Next what we have to do? We have to find theta. So theta formula is what? So to find theta, what you have to do? You have to do 2 steps. First you have to find alpha using this formula, and then according to the quadrant you have to add or subtract alpha with pi. So first I am going to find what is alpha. Alpha is equal to tan inverse of modulus of y by x. So which is equal to tan inverse of, what is y? Y is the imaginary part. What is the imaginary part here? It is 2 root 3 divided by x. X is the real part, that is 2. So here the 2 getting cancelled. You are getting tan inverse of modulus of root 3. So here you root 3. So root 3 can be written as, it is a tan of pi by 3. Okay, tan 60 degree only, it is root 3. So in the place of root 3 I have written tan pi by 3. So here tan inverse and tan getting cancelled. So alpha is equal to pi by 3. And see that I have found alpha. Next you have to find this complex number in which quadrant it lies. Okay, so the real part also positive and the imaginary part also positive. So it lies in the first quadrant. So 2 plus I 2 root 3 lies in the first quadrant. So if the complex number lies in the first quadrant, your theta is equal to alpha. There is no change in alpha and theta. Your answer is theta is equal to alpha. So therefore the argument of z, that is nothing but theta. Theta is equal to alpha because this complex number lies in the first quadrant. So here what is your alpha? Alpha you have found is pi by 3. So theta also pi by 3. So you see that the complex number in polar form, how you have to write? R into cos theta plus I sin theta. So in the place of R, you have to substitute 4. So I have substituted 4. In the place of theta, you have to substitute pi by 3. So this complex number can be written as 4 into cos pi by 3 plus I sin pi by 3. So we convert this complex number in the polar form. We'll see the second subdivision. So if this complex number is given, you have to convert into polar form. So first the complex number I have taken as Z. So in polar form, so it is R into cos theta plus I sin theta. What is R? It's a square root of x squared plus y squared. So what is the real part here? It is 3 squared. What is the imaginary part? It is minus root 3. So minus root 3 the whole square. 3 squared is 9 and minus root 3 the whole squared is 3. That is equal to 12. 12 can be written as 4 into 3. So square root of 4 is 2. So it is 2 root 3. So you have found R is equal to 2 root 3. Next, what you have to find? You have to find theta. That is the principal argument of the complex number. So for that, you have to do 2 steps. First step, you have to find alpha. Alpha. To find alpha, what is the formula has to be used? Tan inverse of modulus of y by x. But tan inverse of, what is your y? Y is nothing but minus root 3 divided by x is nothing but 3. So real part is 3. Okay. So the 3 can be written as root 3 into root 3. 1 root 3 getting cancelled. You are having minus 1 by root 3. So what is modulus of minus 1 by root 3 is nothing but 1 by root 3. Here I have written within the modulus. Here I have used only the bracket. So I applied modulus. So it is 1 by root 3. So 1 by root 3 can be written as tan pi by 6. Tan 30 degree only 1 by root 3. So in the place of 1 by root 3, I have substituted tan pi by 6. Next, your alpha is equal to pi by 6. Okay, after finding alpha, you have to see the complex number lies in which quadrant. You see that first one, it is positive. X is positive and y is negative. X positive, y negative mean the complex number lies in 4th quadrant. Okay, you see that the complex number lies in 4th quadrant. What is the formula to find theta? Theta is equal to minus alpha. So I have written theta is equal to minus alpha. Your alpha is pi by 6. So your theta is equal to minus pi by 6. So therefore the complex number can be written as R. In the place of R, I have written 2 root 3 and in the place of theta, I have substituted minus pi by 6. Okay, see the third subdivision. So here this complex number is given. You have to change into polar form. So R into cos theta plus I sin theta. So R, what is the formula? Square root of real part the whole square plus imaginary part the whole square. What is the real part here? It is minus 2 the whole square. What is the imaginary part? It is minus 2. So 4 plus 4. So that is equal to 8. 8 is written within the square root. So it will be 2 root 2. So next you have to find theta. So theta first step you have to find alpha using the formula tan inverse of modulus of y by x. Tan inverse of the minus 2 divided by minus 2. So it will become 1. So in the place of 1, I have substitute tan 45 degree, that is tan pi by 4. So your alpha is equal to pi by 4. Next, what you have to check? You have to check the complex number in which quadrant it lies. Okay, look at this. X also negative and y also negative. Both are x and y are negative. Now the complex number lies in the third quadrant. So in the third quadrant, what is theta? The formula for finding theta is equal to minus pi plus alpha. So I have substituted minus pi plus alpha. So minus pi you have to write and alpha in the place of alpha pi by 4. Taking LCM, so it will minus pi by 4 pi plus pi by 4, that is equal to minus 3 pi by 4. After finding r and theta, it has to be substituted here. So in the place of r, I have written 2 root 2. In the place of theta, I have substituted minus 3 by 4. Thank you, students.